Here we go. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to everybody. Welcome. Want to thank y'all for joining us again today. We got another good one for you today. This has a lot to do with what's going on out there right now in Southern California. So pay attention. This is a good one today, and you're going to get a lot out of this. Those of you that are fishing in Southern California right now, I know you know what it's a historic what's going on right now in Southern California. It's absolutely historic. The fishing right now is nothing but historic, and we're going to talk about that. But remember, Mondays are always Baja Jerky Monday. We always start the show off talking about Baja Jerky, and today's no different. Go to BajaJerky.com, order up the flavor you prefer. Remember, my wife loves this stuff. The salsa fresca is her very most favorite. My crew down here in Cabo, they love the serrano pepper because it's got that bite that the locals down here in Cabo love. It's got that bite, but it's got flavor like you can't believe. Also, there's many other flavors. Just go to BajaJerky.com. Type in the code YSWG and the number 30 as you're checking out. You'll see all the bitchin' flavors. You'll see the seasonings. You'll see the dried mango, all the different things at BajaJerky.com. You want to grab some Baja Jerky, have it on your boat because of the fact that you listen to me every single day across all social media and also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You listen to me every day. And now that you listen to me, you're actually catching fish and you need some protein to build back up your strength so you can be ready on the next kelp patty. And that's why Baja Jerky is so important. Straight protein right here coming out of these bags of jerky. Go to BajaJerky.com, enter the code YSWG, pick out what you want, and you'll save 30% on your order. So that's BajaJerky.com. All right, gang. Today, we're talking about what's going on in Southern California, gang. It's absolutely insane the amount of Dorado that have come into the Southern California bite. Now, a week or two ago, people were talking about all this Dorado, but it wasn't biting. They were seeing it, and it wasn't eating yet. And they were going out and they were finding these kelp patties, and they were seeing all this Dorado. Well, that whole thing changed about Wednesday or Thursday of last week. And as you all know, my family owns Dana Wharf Sport Fishing up in Dana Point Harbor. My brother and my sister are up there, and they have all those sport boats up there. Well, they had a record-breaking day. Record-breaking day on Friday. They couldn't comprehend. They had 550 Dorado for the sport boats there on Friday out of Dana Point, out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. Then they topped that on Saturday with 800 plus Dorado out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. Not in Mexico, not anywhere, but in beautiful Southern California. Dana Point, dead center between LA and San Diego. That's where my family runs their sport fishing operation, Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. They had 2 record-breaking days in a row, and yesterday was no slouch. They had over 300 yesterday on a Sunday, and that's to be expected with the amount of boats out there on the water. Yeah, the bite's going to slow down a little bit. That doesn't mean that the fish aren't there. The fish are thicker than they can possibly be, and those people that followed my simple game plan for the weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday had a phenomenal time, and those that kind of almost got close to the game plan but didn't quite execute the game plan, they did not do so well. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We need to talk about this. It's super important, gang. When we give you a game plan, you need to follow it, but you need to do all the other things that we talk about at your saltwater guide. Besides the game plan, you have to present everything proper. You have to have the right size hook. You have to have the right size line. You have to be able to make a cast. You have to be able to do all those things to make the game plan work. And here's a few of the things we heard about that we were having problems with. We heard some people, well, I saw the game plans, Dave. And we figured if the game plan was for 8 to 12 miles off of San Onofre or Oceanside, that would probably work the same in Moscow. And it doesn't, gang. When I send you to an area, it's because that's the area you need to be in. The areas that I sent people to this weekend, there was over 4,000 Dorado caught in those areas for our clients. Yeah, imagine that. The guys that went into those areas, and the sport boats were there too. Everybody was in those areas because of the volume of fish that were in those areas. You can't even comprehend what was going on there. Well, gang, that is what happened. But the people that didn't follow the simple game plan, they failed miserably. So listen, here's another thing that needed to happen that wasn't happening. Gang, when you find a kelp patty, drive right up to it and start fishing. Don't sneak up on the kelp patty. That's ridiculous. You don't sneak up on the kelp patty. You drive up to it and you start fishing. Now, if there's 20 other boats on it, remember what we talked about. You don't fish that patty. You go find something else. If you can't find anything else and it's the end of the day and it's 5:30 in the afternoon and you haven't found anything else, well, then, yeah, maybe slide in there and help the other people on their kelp patties. But so many of our clients were 3 or 4 miles away from the 100,000 boats that were out there, and they were whaling on Dorado, on kelp patties away from the fleet. Then there were other people that went 4 or 5 or 6 miles outside of all the boats and found patties and sat on them for hours because they found a patty and there was no fish on the patty. They didn't see any fish on the fish finder, but they found a kelp patty and they sat on it for hours. Gang, there's nowhere on my website that says, first of all, fish for boats. That's the number one thing I talk about all the time. Stay away from all the boats, especially the party boats. They're trying to make a living, and you have a boat that goes fast and you can get away from them. Do not go involve yourself in the fishing of the party boats. Stay away from them. We talk about that all the flipping time. I pray to goodness that none of my clients are fishing around the sport boats. They have a hard enough time catching the fish as it is. They don't need us on our private boats buzzing around and going around in circles. I heard guys saying that boats were trolling around them, thousands and thousands of Dorado in the water, and guys were trolling around the sport boats, putting the fish down. It's kind of crazy. Then the other thing is, just because you found a patty doesn't mean the fish are going to start to show up at the patty if you hang out there. Like we talk about on our series of how to fish kelp patties. Kelp patties reload at night. They don't reload during the day. During the day, those fish are either in big schools, free swimming out in the middle of the ocean, or they're already on the kelp patty for the day. As soon as the darkness of night comes, that's when they start to move around and start to repopulate the kelp patties. But if you find a kelp patty that has no fish on it and you don't meter any fish and you don't hook any fish, I personally can give it 5 minutes. I don't even think, maybe I can't even give it 5 minutes, but I can't give it very long because I don't know if you know, but I got ADD. I have a really hard time sitting still here doing the show every day, Monday through Friday. I'm tweaking all the time. I'm moving around and I'm jerking and because I can't sit still. I need to be doing stuff. I need to be fishing and I need to be doing stuff. I can't sit on a kelp patty for more than 5 minutes if there's nothing there. If there's no fish on the kelp, if there's nothing going on the kelp, I've got to go find another kelp patty. I'm not going to sit there and wait for some fish to show up. And that's the biggest problem I heard from clients this last weekend was, well, I found a patty, Dave, and you said the fish were on the patties. Well, I said the patties that have fish on them are where the fish are. I never said go out there and park on a patty and set all flipping day. Gang, it's important to follow the plan all the way. Like I talk about a lot of times when you're making chocolate chip cookies. If you're making chocolate chip cookies, but you leave out the sugar, they're going to taste like crap. If you're making chocolate chip cookies and you leave out the butter, they're going to taste like crap. You have to execute every part of the game plan. Find the kelp patty, drive up to the edge of the kelp patty, look in the water around the kelp patty, look on your fish finder. Then If you don't see anything and you don't get a hookup, then maybe 5 minutes. But then I got to go. I got to go find some that are biting. I got to get out of there and I got to go look around and see what's happening. So that's what I'm thinking the biggest problem this weekend was. So you got to get out there and you got to go look. But then once you find one, if you don't catch anything on it, it's time to leave. It's time to go find something else. If there's yellowfin tuna on it, you're going to see them on your up and down fish finding apparatus. Your, what do you guys call your sonar? We call it a photometer. But you're going to see fish. If there's fish under there, if there's tuna under there, you're going to see them. They're going to look like worms or bug or upside down U's or V's underneath your boat. Those are going to be the yellowfin tuna. You're usually going to mark those at 90 to 120 feet under the boat on a kelp patty. Yeah, I'm going to spend a little more time there. I might fly line a sardine out there. I might fly line a mackerel out there, or I might drop a small sinker rig down in 100, 150 feet down if that's where I'm marking the fish and see if there's anything down there. But if I don't mark anything and I don't see anything, I'm not sitting on the patty for 5 minutes. I'm just not. I've got to go. I got to get out of there. I got to go find those fish. And my thought process is if I don't get out of there and go find that next patty that's holding fish, some other boat's going to get there before I do. So that's why I don't have time to sit on a patty and wait for something to happen. I've got to go make stuff happen. So also when you're on those patties, gang, you can't sneak up on them. That's ridiculous. And I've heard this from people. Well, Captain Dave, I read this article in this magazine and it said you got to sneak up on it. Gang, we've talked about this 100,000 times. Sport boats don't sneak up on the patty, and a lot of them are made out of steel or aluminum. They make more noise in the water than your boat ever will make. And they don't sneak up on a kelp patty. They drive right up to the edge of it and they start catching fish underneath the kelp. You need to do the same thing. You need to drive right up to the edge of it and start fishing. Don't sneak up on it unless your brother, sisters, aunts, cousin told you that it's a good idea to sneak up on them. Then you better do what they told you. Don't listen to the guy that fishes every day for a living. You want to listen to your brother, sisters, aunts, cousin who's a plumber. That's who you want to listen to because they know way more about this than I ever will. Gang, do me a favor. Go to my Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you're seeing me at. Or on Spotify or Apple. We're doing the podcast on there now. So you can listen to it when you're cruising in your car or when you're out on your boat. You don't always have to have the video series. But gang, there's so many different ways to leave me a tip. Leave me some stars. Leave me some gifts. Leave me some presents. Leave me some badges. Leave me some stuff. Let me know I'm doing a good job and you're appreciating what I do every day. Leave some comments. We're going to have a phenomenal contest going off on September 1st. We're just about done with our contest that we had, the free trip on the Helena. We got a couple more days. We're going to give that away. And then we're going to go into our new contest. A couple of people are already getting a head start on it, sending me pictures and videos, and we share them. If you look at that video we shared yesterday with Mike Allen with that Dorado, it's already got about 30, what did I hear? 13,000 views in less than 24 hours, and it's got like 100 comments already just on Facebook, and that doesn't cover all. We put it on every social media platform, and we always guide the people back to your social media. So if you want some help, we get millions of views a week. I'll help you. You send me your pictures or your videos, and I'll help you. And we're going to launch that contest on the 1st. And we're going to give away cash. So we will keep you informed of that. But back to what we were talking about, the kelp patty thing, gang. Don't sneak up on patties. Don't fish patties that don't have fish on it. Follow the game plan if you want to be successful. I give you a full-on game plan, tells you exactly where to be and exactly what to do. Google yoursaltwaterguide.com. Go there, sign up. You don't have to suck at fishing anymore unless you're into that. You can go to my website, $9.99 a month, and then we give you the game plans for a little upsell, not very much, one-time purchase, and you can have the game plans. You can have anything you need to be successful. That's what you need to do. Where do you send your pictures? Send them to yoursaltwaterguide@yahoo.com. Yoursaltwaterguide@yahoo.com. Dropbox them there if you got a video, if you got a picture, and let us know who to tag in the photos. Let us know who to tag in your videos, and we will help you to build your social media while you're helping us post some bitchin' content. Also, don't forget, gang, send me your questions. If you have questions, if you're listening to us about this kelp patty thing or any of the things we talk about on this show, we do a daily show every day, Monday through Friday. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about. Send me your questions at yoursaltwaterguide@yahoo.com. I'll go through all your questions. We'll answer as many as we can online. Thank you for watching the show every day. It's been almost 3 years now since we started this, and we don't miss. Monday through Friday, we have plenty of shows. If we miss, it's because we're offshore and we don't have phone service. But most of the time, we're here Monday through Friday, giving you a really good synopsis of what's going on and how you can be better equipped to catch fish in Southern California. If you want more info, yoursaltwaterguide.com. I'll be with you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us today. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.